Damn, cave dwellers. They say these things happen in threes. The GOAT, the man, the myth, the legend. Hulk Hogan has died at the age of 71, what they believe is a cardiac arrest. They say these things happen in threes with celebrities. You have Malcolm Jamal Warner, accidental drowning. Then you have the rock legend, the rock god, Ozzy Osbourne, Black Sabbath. He passed away. And then you have the GOAT of WWF. Then the GOAT of WWE for a time, Hulk Hogan, Hulkamania. He's been through some controversial, did he say this, did he say that, but we didn't give a F. Because for the legends, they get a pass on certain things, and he definitely got a pass, man. Look at this. From wrestling to movies, Hulk was that dude. Let's just celebrate this man for a little bit. Damn. Listen, they do have a 911 call. I'm not sure if you're interested in TMZ did drop something. So wrestling legend Hulk Hogan died at 71 years old. TMZ Sports has learned medics were dispatched to the WWE Icon's Clearwater, Florida home. Early Thursday morning, operators stated in regards to a cardiac arrest. It's not too graphic.
Over 46, LR45, 46, cardiac arrest. F46, LR45, 46, cardiac arrest.
Damn. And I believe that they had TMZ actually. I paused this. I was watching it. And I said I got to come up here to the cave dwellers. TMZ was talking to another GOAT himself, Ric Flair. Woo! Nature Boy. And let's just hear what he said. This is a friend of Hulk Hogan's. They ran through wrestling together. Like, this is damn. Hopefully this is the last one for. I mean, life is life. But at least for the next couple weeks, months, years. We got to hear about people dying. It's just that celebrities get a little more attention, but damn, that's like, it's crazy once that attention, you don't know how it happened in threes. Let's hear Harvey.
Rick, can you move the camera just slightly away from your face? Reagan, can you go with my sound for a second so I can talk to you real quick?
All right, guys, how's it going? Yeah, so for everybody that's joining, Hulk Hogan has passed away, unfortunately, at 70.
Are on that Mount Rushmore of wrestling. No question about it. They were rivals, they were friends, and Rick is joining us right now. Rick, first of all, I am so sorry. This must hit you profoundly.
More than you'll ever know. People always wanted to paint us as enemies, but we were actually very, very close friends. And we kept up with each other on a regular basis. So, I just talked to Jimmy Hart yesterday, and he was fine. To have this happen is just horrible.
How did you get the news? I'm so sorry, Rick.
Oh my God. You see people talking about racism and shit. I'm sitting here emotional over this white man that I didn't even know. And this other white man is sitting there crying. He 3 times my age, and I'm sitting here getting emotional because this man, Ric Flair, he's in his older age, and I'm sure he's thinking about life, death, and his friends. Is like, I can't even imagine as a man, like when you're in that position one day to be lucky enough to be 70, 80, 90 years old. It's just crazy.
I am so sorry.
Oh, I've gotten it from everybody. My phone won't stop. And that's a good thing because everybody is saying something nice. When social media can be so cruel, in this case, everybody is saying something nice.
So, you know, I knew him over the years, but not
He
like
loved,
not
he
like you.
loved you, Harvey.
I really had a connection with this guy. I'm wondering what he meant to you. I mean, I want to hear your connection to him.
Well, we had magic. I mean, it wasn't like me and Steamboat, but we just had a chemistry that was, I felt like equal to me and Steamboat, but in a different way. And he was so over. I mean, when I went there in the '90s. I had never seen anything like it in my life. The music started, and he came down the hallway. And, I mean, I would get him down for 2 minutes, and we'd have. It's just an unbelievable relationship. I mean, and I'll give you an idea of how much fun we had working together. If we were doing a dark match after TV, we would go and he'd say room service and throw me in, give me the boot, and drop the big leg on me. We got back to the hotel for room service. I mean, that's how much fun we had working together.
So
You got to imagine all the stuff he can't say. It was a lot of cocaine, a lot of weed, a lot of liquor, a lot of woman, a lot of partying, a lot of rock and roll. That's what he want to say. He misses.
you guys were rivals in the ring. And I'm so curious about this. Did that ever kind of bleed out into real life, or were you always secretly friends? Or
Always friends, always friends. I'd be remiss to say I wasn't jealous that he was making so much more money than me, but it had nothing to do with him. It's just I'm not going to bring up his name. But the promotion just put me in a bad spot, but not with him ever. Are you kidding? I
McMahon.
loved him, and everywhere we went, we drew money. It's just we had a connection, and since then we've done signings together, and like the Hard Rocks, and I keep up with him. I've been out to his bar for karaoke, and I mean, it just everybody wants to take a shot at Hulk, but he doesn't deserve it. People make mistakes, and who knows how that happened, but it just it's unfair to judge anybody by I mean who would I be to judge anybody? I mean, really, who is anybody that's a celebrity to judge anybody? We've all made mistakes.
so, I've talked to him over the years, and about his ups, of which there were many, and his downs, of which there were definitely some. Where was
Yes.
he? Where was he at the end of his life in terms of his head? Where was Hulk Hogan? Terry Bollea.
Well, I think he was doing great in it, but there's people that just they take shots at Hulk, and they want to blame him for being protective of his position, but they don't. The young guys don't understand that back in the '80s, it wasn't as political as it is now, but you had to fight for your position. I mean, not fist fight, but in some cases even fist fight. But because everybody wanted to be you. Does that make sense?
I'm sure it was a wild, wild west back then. It wasn't no social media, and he's the main dude. Everybody want his head. I want Hulk. Just they don't even know him. They just come in like, I want Hulk. I want the big guy. He's the American hero. Like then you got those him. Then the Rock. Like you got all these people who like the American heroes. They wanted it, and back then they probably was grimy as hell back then, even more than today.
And you mentioned being political. He was political. I mean, he was, I believe, the star of the Republican National Convention last year. And that, look, we're a 50-50 country, divided. And
Oh, I forgot that. Yeah, he pulled off Trump. And, oh, man, I forgot about
paid
that.
a price for that even when he showed up in the ring. So
Oh, I know.
he was a political guy.
Yeah, well, you know what? One thing about Hulk, and I've never forgotten it. He used to say to me, "It's not about who's the best worker. It's about who makes the most money. I, I hated that saying.
Well,
he said that Ric Flair, ooh, I'm Mr. Big Time. Ooh, I'm so sexy. I'm the wheeling dealing, flying jet, whatever, Rolex wearing, whatever. And Hulk like, I make more money than you, boy.
what's interesting about that saying is that kind of applied to your relationship with him, that he made a lot more money than you, and that's what mattered to him, yet you never showed jealousy toward him.
Yes, he did. He said he did a little
I
bit.
couldn't. I wasn't mad at him. I was mad at the promotion.
Yeah.
I'm not going to bring up any names because now it's not a time to blame anybody. But, you know, he with me, he knew that I wanted to work with him because that meant I was on top. And we had some fantastic dealings. The match with Shaquille O'Neal as special referee, and then Halloween Havoc where Tommy Hearns, Muhammad Ali, Sherry Martel. I mean, they're
Legends.
never going to be called classics, but they drew money, and we we drew money. And the one thing that I said it publicly at the Garden one night. My son went to 6 rehabs, and he never. I, my insurance didn't cover rehab, so Hulk lent me money one time to keep him in rehab and keep him off life support. So I've never forgotten that. And I went to pay him back, and he said, "You never have to pay me back. I'm here for you."
Wow. See, that's the shit we don't know. We know them as enemies because that's what they, wrote the story as. But stuff like that, you don't know about that. You gave him money for a son rehab and said, "No, you ain't got to pay me back. I made more money than you," right?
Wow. And then
R.I.P.
when I was dying in the hospital, I don't remember, but he was the first one there. So how do you forget things like that?
So this is, an hour after we broke the news. So maybe it's too early, but I'm going to try. He was a complicated man. What do you think his legacy is?
A fucking goat.
His legacy is he's arguably, along with Steve Austin, the biggest star in the history of wrestling. For his generation, for his generations, he was light years ahead of me. I used to go back to Minneapolis to see my mom and dad, and they weren't part of the NWA. And it's one of the greatest things I ever remember. My dad would say to me, "Everybody knows who Hulk Hogan is. They don't know you." Okay, Dad.
Well, that's not true.
No, in Minneapolis, we didn't go there, and I mean, we met up on the road, and when we did, we always partied and had fun, and, we competed, but the one thing that was a for sure factor is the building was full, and we had fun. We didn't have to talk about it for 3 hours. We knew what we were gonna do because we felt it.
I get it. Rick, look, I know this was really hard to come on this soon after the announcement, but we so appreciate it. And again, at least the frantic effort. This is the frantic effort to save him.
right?
So play this, Eric. So this is his home. Paramedics were inside. They're about to take him out, and you see when they take him out, you see them doing chest compressions. So
You imagine they doing like this Hulk Hogan. This is a legend. They like trying to save fucking American legend.
when they called, they were frantically trying to save his life, and you're going to see that in a minute. So they are getting him kind of situated there, and in a second you're going to see this attempt to save him. Just stick with this for a second. They pan over, and I don't know if you saw, but you can see them pounding on his chest. And now they're moving him. And there are a lot of people there. I mean, they know They know who this is. And
Yeah. They're trying to
what
like
they're
cover
trying
him.
Yeah, it
to
looks
do.
like when they first come out, when they got to the bottom of the stairs, they tried to do compressions again.
And it's like they covering him, surrounding him. They know media gonna be there. They know who it is. Like, holy shit, let's try to save fucking Hulk Hogan.
Yeah.
It's kind of somber because they're walking in a way that you like. They kind of like probably know it's over, like, but they keep trying. Like,
Lucas, this is going to be an embed.
We're finding a new link down bed.
Say again.
We're trying to find an embed.
If you can't, player, then do it.
We can swap.
We're just going to.
Okay.
Yeah.
We can swap later.
Yeah. I knew him not as a wrestler, really. I mean, all my interactions with him were more personal and just, you know, I would talk to him about stories or just sometimes he'd just call. But, you know, and we did his life story.
Yeah.
But it wasn't so much, I mean, I knew about him as a wrestling fan and I watched him and all, but, and I knew about his movies and everything. But my relationship with him was different.
Yeah.
And
I mean, he's such a personality, both like as a character, the Hulk Hogan, but also as Terry. Terry was a character too, you know, and he.
no, Terry was real.
Yeah.
I
That's why
mean,
his reality show did so well, because that was him.
Yeah.
do you know what is so interesting that I just thought of? So, Ozzy Osbourne dies this week, who had a reality show that was one of the few authentic family reality shows on television. And Terry had a reality show that was one of the few authentic reality shows on television. Hulk Knows Best was real. I mean, the drama with Brooke and Nick and Linda and him, it was all real. And then you saw it play out afterward in a really bad way.
And you know, like, VH1 was like, oh, the Osbournes are so successful. We need a family to do this with.
But they did.
And they went to Hulk.
And yeah,
And that was like, really was like one of the.
And the two of them died the same week.
Yeah.
And the two of them died the same week.
What was really cool about Hulk Hogan is that he stuck around. So, you know, he came back in the 90s, obviously, as a heel, but then he came back in the 2000s. And so every new wrestler, like The Rock, Kurt Angle, Brock Lesnar, now you get to share those moments with like a whole new.
yeah, he's spanned the ages of time, kind of like The Rock. He got them in the 90s, but then he comes back out as like a heel. He was a hero. He was a heel first. Then he was a hero when that kind of didn't work out as him the bad guy. Now he's kind of back as like a manager's type heel, but then he got the movie part. So his kids today that don't know The Rock for being a fucking, you know, dropping the people's elbow. They know him for being on movies in the screen with Kevin Hart and stuff like that. So, damn, R.I.P. to the Hulk himself. This is crazy, but yeah, this is life, man. Enjoy yourself, enjoy your day, your family, cave dwellers.